Well, hello there. Welcome. Bet you were expecting something different. Well, we are going live today with the amazing Nicole of Vintnoir. And I wanted to hop on a couple minutes early because why? Well, I'm still at work. And so that is what happens when you're at work. When you're at work, sometimes you just gotta make things happen and improvise. So I know it's a different background, but this is where I usually sit for work during the workday. And today, guess what? This is where we're gonna be for today's episode. So happy holidays. So excited for our guest today. She'll be joining us in a few moments. And I just wanted to let people know that we are live on YouTube. So we are going to be making transitions from doing Instagram live videos to YouTube. Why? Because it's a little bit better editing. Sometimes you need a little more editing. So please go to the Rose Hour podcast on YouTube and subscribe. We have so many dope people that we've been meeting, talking to, that we are interviewing, but we are holding their interviews until next year because, again, we're rolling out onto YouTube. So please stay tuned, subscribe, and what we'll be doing here in the future is coming on live and announcing some of our amazing guests that we're going to be having, but we're going to be pushing all of those interviews on our podcast streaming platform, which you can see on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it, right? And then we're gonna have the visual and some behind the scenes and fun things that are gonna be happening on YouTube. So again, go to YouTube to watch our amazing content. So I know we're early, I know, but you know, the early bird catches the worm. And so I wanted to also shout everybody out for the amazing birthday celebrations that I had. I want to start with Buying the Rhyme, Los Hermanos Tequila, POA, Sip Suede, just all of the amazing people who came out, brought gifts, lots and lots of wine. So appreciate everyone for the celebration. Turning 41 was different. I think a lot of people feel you should be certain places in life, have kids, be married, whatever. But, you know, I am where I am in life and I'm excited about where I'm going. I'm thankful, grateful, and you know what? I'm excited for what this next year bestows. I know God has a plan and I'm just trying to do what I got to do to get his, good graces and mercies in my life. So here we are. And with that as well, we are going to be launching some new products, some new items. We do have a store, so you can buy products, but we're going to get those things going in the new year. Because guess what? We all about forward movement. So we're thankful for everyone who's been supportive. It has been 2 years, and in March of 2023, no, technically February of 2023, we will be a podcast for 3 whole years. That is insane. I can't believe it myself. I'm sort of like, how is this possible? But we've been here 3 years, starting in February of 2023, and we're so excited for the next 3 years. So many things to come in the future about what we're going to do and celebrate that 3-year anniversary. It's been a long journey, friends. The road has not been easy, but I am grateful, blessed, and honored again that the wine community has welcomed me in. The spirits, the wine and spirits, that is not like spirits, but like the spirit community has welcomed me as well. And people are enjoying the interviews. And so if there's people that you want to see, interview, talk to, learn more about, please let us know. Just DM us, go to our inbox. You can even Renee at the rosehourpodcast.com. And we'll get your messages there. And again, just tell us, who you checking for. There may be people we don't know, but we want to know. So please, I'm always here for a good recommendation. So good stuff coming. I know, again, like I said, we started a little early. I just needed to step away from work, but not step away from work. So again, you get a new set today. So you get my work podcast working station today. So here you go. Lots of flowers. Love the color pink. And then also today we are drinking a good rosé. If you know this sparkly bottle, you already know. I'm just going to go ahead and let people know that I'm drinking a rosé semi-sweet sparkling wine. It is Bowman Champagne Angel. So very delicious, excited about it. And our guest of honor is here. So we're gonna let her in the room. Super, super, super excited about this. Because I met her in Georgia during the Hue Society's event and Sarah Roses and Rosé award ceremony. So really excited about that. And that she's here today. I know California, it's 4 o'clock, I believe. So yeah, really thankful that she made time during her busy day to come on into the upper room, if you will. So Nicole, we're trying to get you in here. If you want to go ahead and like send a request, I tried to send you a request. I'm not sure what's happening. But if you want to request to join, whatever makes your boat float. I just tried to bring you in. Let's try again. So we have her hopefully joining in a second. Gotta love technology. We are in some Mercury retrograde. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see if we can get her. Let's get her going. Yep, this is me typing. There we go. Let's see if this works. Nicole, let us know if you're able to join this way. Maybe you need to send a request. But like I said, it's been a long work day. Really excited about all the amazing things. It said she declined. Okay. I'm not sure what's happening here. If you want to send a request, Nicole, that would be great. She's in the room, y'all. She is here. There we go. Now, hopefully this works. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
It said that it worked. I'm not sure what's going on. Let me know if you're having some issues. Maybe we need to restart and come back. Gotta love technology. It's technology. And it's not emotion. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the live, which I really don't want to do. And no, I can't see you. I'm going to just restart the live, friends. So give us a moment. We're going to try it again. Oh, wait, got another request. Let's see if this works with her. It says that it did. There we go.
Don't stop it. I don't know what that was. What was happening? How are you doing?
Good, good. How are you today?
Okay. Better now. I hate when that happens. It's like
a
little bit of a delay of something going on. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like you're in megapixels too.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I see myself fine and I see you fine. I don't know what's happening. It's just something going on in the universe today, I guess.
The broadband is not broadbanding. Well,
guys, can you put in the comments? Can you see me okay? I don't know if it's just on her end. Let me know if you guys can see us okay, or me anyway.
Yeah, because like that would be totally whack if that is what's happening. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see any comments saying what's going on, but I kind of want to try to restart the live because I've been really excited about this interview. Okay, so
okay, Mario, no. Okay.
You are
Happy Cork says I'm pixelated. Okay.
Yeah, you are pixelated.
All right.
So I think
let's try again.
It's your okay, so
no, it's blurry,
okay.
Nicole.
You may just want to change Wi-Fi. Or if you're on your cell phone, drop the Wi-Fi.
Okay, we'll try to do the opposite of whatever I'm doing, and hopefully we don't have any problems.
It's okay. Oh, and it's your birthday too?
My birthday was on the 3rd.
Mine was the 7th.
Yeah, we're both Scorpios. Happy birthday.
Happy belated. Okay, I see comments about you being your birthday. Can you hear me better?
Okay, now it says I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Oh, you look great. You look great. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better. Okay, I think it's going to... Okay, no, it's not. Yeah, Nicole, I think just try coming back in. Well, that's okay. If I knew how to sing, I would sing for you all as a light commercial break. But don't worry, we're going to get this working because I've been so excited to talk to Nicole since I met her. I'm actually texting with her now. And so hopefully, yes, hopefully she's able to pop back in. So sorry about that, friends. I know this has been like the most anticipated rose hour ever. So while we're waiting for Nicole, and it is her birthday season 2, go ahead and type in the chat, happy birthday, Nicole, to Scorpios, whatever, you know, be the fact that we're having a birthday party right now. So we're trying to get her back in. There we go.
Is that better?
It's better. It's better.
Okay, I hope we're done with all this technical difficulties.
Well, you know what I hear? I hear one of my favorite noises in the world, which is you pouring something up.
Look, I need it. It's been one of those days.
Right. It has been a day. It has been a day. Oh, everybody say happy birthday to you. Yay.
Yay. Happy birthday to you too, Renee.
Well,
it's
thank you.
Both of us. It's Scorpio season, guys. We are celebrating all month.
All month. And even during Sagittarius season, I feel like.
Right.
Yes. Cheers
right.
to you. Okay.
Cheers.
Nicole, cheers. When we met, I was like, oh yeah, you are going to be one of my new best friends because you were so much fun. You just were lively. You were welcoming. I didn't really know anyone. I knew like 3 people, all in Atlanta. And so you were so just, you had me at hello, honey. You had me at hello. And I'm just so excited to have you here today. So I wanted to start with, you know, just a brief introduction of who you are and sort of like how you got started into the wine world.
Okay, sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Malari. I am here on the West Coast in California. And I've, you know, like many of you all who are here, I love wine. I've been a wine drinker for a long time, 20 plus years to be exact. And I fell in love with just, you know, like most of us, you go to a bar or winery, you just fall in love with wine. And I love learning about things. And so it's really easy to kind of fall down this rabbit hole learning about wine. And I really got pulled in after meeting Theodore Lee on a wine tour back in 2018. And it was just, you know, it was just this amazing experience because I didn't really know about Black winemakers. You know, there weren't names that I could just kind of call off the top of my head. Like I could say like a Robert Mondavi or Hall wines, or something like that, some winery or some brand that you're familiar with. So her story was just really intriguing to me. She has a great infectious personality. She's an attorney, still works full time, and has her wine business on the side as well. But yeah, that's how I kind of got pulled in, and just kind of chatting with her throughout the day. She encouraged me to take some classes in wine to see if it was something I was, really interested in, maybe taking a deeper dive in. And that's what I did. At first I kind of just went and bought some books, Barnes and Nobles, whatever, little books that I could kind of read and get interested about. And then from there I said, okay, I really want to know a little bit more. And I signed up for the WSET 1 class at Napa Valley Wine Academy. And after that I was hooked. So I pursued my level 2, and I just started doing research. And then I started finding all of these beautiful Black people in wine who were winemakers, brand owners, negotiants, and also, finding people like yourself and myself who were learning wine and just kind of immersing themselves around people who were also in love with wine. And that's just really how my story started. And I really wanted to support and uplift Black people specifically who were making wine, but also other folks of color who are making wine, because the reality is that they have to do so much more work just to get their brands off the ground. And you're most likely not going to find their brands on your local, grocery store shelf or local wine, wherever you purchase your wine. You're most likely not going to see these wines. And so I just wanted to really support them and champion them. And I just started kind of doing wine reviews in 2020 as we all kind of felt ourselves, kind of in this new world and trying to think about what I really wanted to do. I've been in public service. I work in public service agency and have done that type of work for over 20 years as well. But again, wine's just always been in the background. And then during 2020, it was just so quiet. And I said, you know what? I really need to do something with this. Like I'm thinking about it all the time. I'm reading these books. I had already had my level 2 certification at that time. And I just kept dreaming about a business and a business where I would be able to, both enjoy wine and kind of celebrate it with others, but also supporting people of color making wine.
Wow. I'm just like floored, because I didn't know any of that. And just hearing the fact that like, you're a wine drinker, especially in college, we did it, but it wasn't like, let me go get a red blend,
right.
More like it's here. And when people brought wine, you kind of used to be like, you brought wine? Like, why did you bring rum or something, right? But as we have refined our palates, it's like, give me the juice, and like to hear how you got started, like going to a winery and like talking to an amazing winemaker, like how pivotal was that for you, for your life? Like it seemed like it changed your trajectory in your career too.
Yeah, it did, because like I said, I've always been this person who wanted to have a meaningful, kind of career and make sure that I love what I do. So I've always been involved in public service in some way. I used to work in public education, worked for nonprofits. And then, like I said, over the last 10 years, I've worked in public government. But wine has just always been a love, it's just, it's a staple in the grocery list. And because I am so close to Napa, I'm about 12 minutes to downtown Napa. I'm always visiting a winery or, for whatever reason, just because it's Saturday, because it's Thursday, Friday, somebody's birthday. Let's go down. Right. Let's go wine tasting. But yeah, I just, like I said, there was just this ongoing rhetoric in my mind about wanting to celebrate these winemakers and wanting to be a part of this story of Black people in wine. And like I said, when I discovered, started doing research and, of course, finding out about Theo and learning about other winemakers, learning about folks like Tahira, Julia Coney. Like, I just kept finding more and more people. And I was like, where was I looking? How come I didn't know these people existed? So I've just really been on fire about it. And it's so funny because people always think, like, are you drinking all this wine all the time? Not really, but sometimes if there's days where a couple days after work, I am, after a long day of work, yeah. But no, it's just the love. And I think what most of us find out, when we're discovering people in wine and learning about their wine stories, it really goes beyond the wine, but the wine is just really this kind of conduit for connecting people. Because everybody's so interesting, amazing, and they have all these other sides to them. But I think the common thread is wine. And I'm really excited about sharing with people and also kind of demystifying it too, right? Because like you mentioned before, like in college, you're like, and like you mentioned rum. I was a rum girl. Definitely rum girl, love my margaritas. I'm not necessarily a girl who can handle taking shots, but yeah, that was kind of my go-to. And then I just started kind of dabbling in barefoot at first, and then it turned into Woodbridge.
You started building it up, right. Boxes of wine,
right.
It comes in a box.
Okay. Right.
Well, and also with that, it just seems like this journey has been destined for you, right? Like, you have become such like a staple in the wine community, because like when you are mentioning people like Julia, Tahiri, your name comes up too. And so like, you've done the work, you've done the research, you are here giving people education. I learned from you because I watch your lives too, and you have been so impactful to this industry. How does that kind of make you feel, like making the change, from public service, hopping into the wine industry, and then dominating it?
It's honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's hard to hear that because I don't really count myself, amongst those folks who I'm learning from. I certainly hope that I am making people proud as far as, just really kind of uplifting their brands and their stories. But I'm learning still. I mean, all of us are really, if you're being honest with yourself, there's so much to learn about wine, and you're never going to know everything, which is another reason that I love it, is that there's something, that you will continue to learn and be amazed by. But yeah, I mean, I'm just grateful. I kind of pinch myself sometimes, right? Because here we are, it's 2022, about to be 2023. And like I said, I started doing this, I think it was like maybe May or June of 2020. And I just started like reaching out to people and, putting myself out there. And I said, if not me, I mean, somebody else, there was, like I said, there's a handful of us at first, but then it's so exciting to see so many people, in the space. And the thing about it is there's also been so many people who have been here, right? And may not have, necessarily been playing in the space of social media, but they've been doing the work. They've been, working the floor somewhere, either at a restaurant or a wine bar. And, they're just kind of like these unicorns, right?
Yeah. And
yeah,
it's so interesting because how many of us have really run into sommeliers that are, Black, Hispanic, Native, Indigenous, Asian Pacific Islander? It's rare. And then when you do, especially now that when you're starting to pay attention, you're like, whoa. And I think, the movie that kind of really put it out there was on Netflix, that sommelier guy movie. And everyone was like, you're not from Somalia? Wait, what do you mean? And everyone started getting into okay, there's a whole nother culture out here that we don't even know about. And it used to be like the old boys club, if you will, white men who, you know, cisgender, who just, that's what they did. And it was so hard to break into. And now we're seeing so many minorities who are like, we are disrupting, and we are disrupting in a positive way because we deserve to be here. And we probably spend more money in this space.
Well, right. And we spend some money, right? On, if we love something, we're gonna, you know, it's gonna have its own little line on the budget.
Right. I mean, I just think about the Congressional Black Caucus and like how there's an event every night, and it's like 10 events, and it's all centered around liquor and wine. And so
right.
Just that alone, the Grammys, the Emmys, like they have their own like bars at those events that now it's starting to like put out there all of these amazing minority owned businesses that are in the space. So it's good to see the movement has progressively gone into sort of like mainstream.
Yeah. No, it's definitely exciting to see, you know, so many new brands emerging, and people just feeling comfortable to even think about, you know, playing in the space of wine or spirits. And it's long overdue. I'm definitely excited for all the brands that I see, regardless of, you know, kind of what level they fall in as far as the quality of wine, because we need to take up space at all of those levels. But yeah, I'm excited for the community, and, you know, and just for the folks who have been doing the work, for them to kind of finally be in this space where they're seeing success with their brands or their brick and mortars. It's awesome to see that, and just to share in that pride, I think, really, of, you know, seeing folks that look like us just kind of winning and thriving in this space. It's really nice.
Well, and speaking of, you know, thriving in this space and business owners, you have your own business as well here.
I do. So yeah, I like I said, you know, this all started with me just kind of studying wine, loving it, wanting to share, and really wanting to kind of hype up all these other brands and winemakers. And then also thinking about how can I carve out a place for myself here as well, because I have been just dreaming of like, what can I do for the rest of my life that will be something that I will enjoy. I love talking to people. I love sharing. I love learning. And wine, again, is just that perfect. It's just that perfect tool to be able to do all of that with people. So I just decided, like, you know what, I want to figure out how I can carve a space for myself and also continue to support these winemakers. And so the name Vintnoir that I came up with for the business is basically a play on the word vintner, which stands for, you know, a winemaker or a wine merchant. And this is all about, you know, like I said, the inspiration that has been with me comes from Black winemakers. And so that's where we get the noir from, Vintnoir. And so, yeah, I launched in late June, and I have a quarterly wine subscription box that features 3 different wines from 3 different winemakers. So it's, you know, I was like, this is a great opportunity for people to discover brands that they may not know, that they may not have access to. And, you know, doing it on a quarterly basis. And again, I'm doing this on my own.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, you know, it's a little bootstrap venture, but, you know, you got to start somewhere.
Bootstrap. Let me just tell you,
Thank you.
You are doing an amazing job. Give yourself an applause. You are doing fabulous.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm obsessed about I'm obsessed about quality. I'm obsessed about, you know, wanting to put my best foot forward and really representing these brands the best that I can. And so I'm really conscious about that. And that's also why I started learning about wine too, because, like, you know, I want people as a consumer base, like, you want your consumers to trust you, right? So I'm not out here just, you know, like, oh, taste this wine or drink this wine because I like it. You know, I want people to trust my palate, to trust, you know, my feedback on something, and just also just discover these people, and not every wine's going to be for you, but it's a perfect opportunity as well to, I always tell people, like, if some people are like, oh, well, I don't drink that much wine. Well, share the bottles.
Right.
I always say, share one, cellar one, savor one. There's lots of things that you can do, especially if you're not, someone who drinks it on a regular basis. But this is how we also, support and uplift the community, expose other people to it. The biggest flex, especially right now, like the holidays are coming up, throw some Black-owned bottles on the table. If you're right.
Like, let's talk about your subscriptions, because that would be the perfect gift, right? I feel like Oprah
Absolutely.
right now. I feel like Oprah, you're one of my favorite things. So
yeah. Yeah.
Like,
and I'm shipping right now. I'm only shipping in California, but I'm working on, of course, branching out, because I have folks who would love to purchase in other places. And again, I mentioned I'm on my fall box right now, and just starting out. So I wanted to get my feet wet and get comfortable, because I want to do a good job. Again, I want people to be excited about the brand. I want them to be supportive. But at the end of the day, I want them to feel like they are, that they're getting a great product. So yeah, it's a quarterly service that provides wine to your door, and these are Black and brown brands. So far, both of my boxes have been, they're all Black-owned brands, but we will start introducing some of those other brands that I want to help support as well. So, Hispanic, Indigenous brands. Again, they're also, dealing with the same challenges that we do, with access to capital, real estate. Most folks don't have a brick and mortar. A lot of folks are, doing everything just with their, basically their virtual storefront. But things are going to be changing, I'm sure, over the next 3 to 5 years, with more folks being able to, to occupy those spaces literally, who have been doing the work, and now they're getting a little bit more recognition. And it's not only because they're people of color. I always want to put that out there, because people, believe it or not, people say, well, why Black brands? And I would say, well, why not? What you don't understand is when you go to the grocery store, 99% of those brands are not from people of color. And it's because of structurally the way that laws have been, made, access, capital. If you don't have enough volume to keep up with what they want, and most of the time they want you to commit to a certain volume, and most small businesses, they're not going to be doing that. They're not going to be able to put up those large numbers right away. And maybe they don't want to do that, period. Maybe they want to be exclusive. Maybe they want to have more of a boutique, type of presence in the space. And so sometimes people will be, counted out automatically just because of those challenges. So I love educating people on those type of things when they ask me questions like that, because it's an opportunity for them to open their eyes to, just so many things that they may not be aware of that are kind of taking place behind the scenes.
No, and I really don't talk a lot about my profession, like at work, but like I deal with the business community, and particularly minority businesses. And everything you're saying, like we saw with the PPP, with idle COVID loans, especially like startup minority business owners, especially in the restaurant and in it, like into the wine industry, the spirits industry. I mean, because there's no capital already. And then like for importing, exporting, storages, like that racks up a lot of money.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of access to capital opportunities for many of these businesses. So I'm glad you brought up those points, because it's just like this drum we've been beating for so long that there's already been an issue getting financing, getting access to capital, where, most people of color can't go ask like their 5 best friends to give them $10,000 to start their dream. Right. That's just not happening. If my friends have for $10,000, I'm like, where's the firstborn? Because it will be named after me. Right. And I will collect said child for, indentured servant work until money is paid. Like, we just don't have that capability. I am totally joking. I will not have an indentured servant, but you know what I'm saying.
Right, right.
Right.
The gravity of asking for that kind of money. Yes, we get it.
Exactly. You get where I'm going with that. So you have this business. It's going great. I see people in the chat from Happy Cork saying that they love you, seeing that Next Chapter Up said like preach, and then also seeing people like the Pat Travel Club that says you're doing great. So people see and
Thank you.
acknowledge your amazing work that you're doing. And you know, sometimes we get lost in like perfect is the enemy, you know, of progress. And so
Yes.
I will ask you this: how are you fighting through that? Because you are a perfectionist. I know how you are. Like, I don't know you, but I know you.
Right,
so, like,
right.
How do you say, okay, I need to get it out. I need to just do it versus let me study this for 6 more months and figure out a way to perfect it. Because that's a hard little line.
It's hard. Yeah. It's hard to strike a balance for sure, especially because I have to wear so many hats, right? It's not just all the fun part. You know, the fun part is talking about the wine and, you know, maybe putting right and hosting like a wine tasting. But, you know, you got to do your budget. You got to get your banking and all that stuff together. The social media stuff can be a lot. You know, and just trying to keep a schedule. And again, I'm still working full time. A lot of people think that I'm in wine full time. I'm not. I still have a whole full-time job.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah, but I love it. And so that's where the energy comes from, you know, being able to still be enthusiastic about it. But I do have to really have hard conversations with myself. And I talk to myself all the time. I'm not sure if you do, but I'm always like, okay, look.
Yes.
Right. I just saw a meme the other day. It's like all these versions of yourself, like in a room having a conversation. And sometimes it's like that. It's like, look, I want to do this, but okay, time-wise, do you have time to do this? What's practical? What's reasonable? You know, and you have to really kind of calibrate that. And I'm not always great at it, but I try my best. And there's certainly instances where I've been a little disappointed, like, okay, you wasted too much time doing this and you didn't execute the way you had wanted to. So yeah, I'm learning what not to do and, you know, kind of what works best. And that's, you know, that's part of being a business owner too, right? You just kind of have to kind of take your losses where you have to and learn and figure out what you don't want to repeat. And it's all part of the process of entrepreneurship. So I appreciate it. And I'm doing my best to just learn from others too. I'm a big proponent of, you know, I don't have to make all the mistakes by myself. I love learning from people who've been where I want to go. You know, I think that's really important to have mentors. And I've been very fortunate to be able to kind of check in with people who are already doing it, right? And be able to kind of ask questions and kind of bounce ideas off of and just get feedback.
No, that's amazing. I want to go back to your subscription box for a second, because it is the holiday season. And yes. I know for my birthday, I'm pretty sure the same for you. Everybody brought you wine. I got so much wine. I love it. And everybody knows I'm a rosé person. So I had like rosés I never even seen before, right? Yeah. But I want to know in this subscription box, what would people see? Like, what are they going to find with these amazing wines that you're curating for them?
So yeah, I'm trying to, of course, keep in the season in mind, like what's happening, what are people going to be eating, what type of gatherings are people, you know, most likely going to be joining. So, you know, like I said, I started in late June, was a summer box, and, you know, I was just trying to figure out like what's going to go great with barbecue. So Theo's, I had her Cuvée Cerise in the box. It's a nice, beautiful, smoky, fragrant, bold red. And like you, I I drink rosé year round. I love rosé. People would laugh at me all the time. I think when I first started doing my reviews, they were like, all you do is review rosés. And I'm like, I know I'm a little heavy handed on the rosés because I love it.
It's so good.
Right. And so, it's going to be a little bit of kind of things that I love, but things that I know are just great wines and that other people will love them. And what I will promise you is this, there's not going to be anything in the box that I would not have myself. Kind of just going back to what I was mentioning before, this is a representation of not only myself, but also a representation of the winemaker. So I have people, try to send me samples and things, and I'm not going to say anything bad about a brand, but I just may not I'm not going to you can send me something, but I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to review it. Because if I don't have anything really nice to say about it, then I'm just not going to.
We ain't going to say nothing at all. Well, right, because $20 for the shipping.
Yeah, and everybody they don't hit the mark all the time. And I've said this before in other lives. Some people have brands and they just want to have a brand, right?
Yes.
And
it's
so,
because I have the money, I have the ability, I have the network, and I saw Robert Bob, he has one, so I need one too. And it's like, you don't even like wine, you don't really know people who drink wine, like you're kind of wasting the industry's time.
Yeah, it feels like that sometimes. And wine drinkers really are about engaging, and they want to know things. They want to know the story, where did these grapes come from? You got to know something about it. Not, I was turned off before when I had met someone. The wine was pretty good, and I was just curious, where did it come from? Oh, I don't know. And I was just like, I wasn't expecting that response, but I was like, oh, okay.
You don't have a little piece of paper, a little piece of meat, like
something. Right? And I said, fortunate for her, the wine was great. So at the end of the day, wine will speak for itself, right? If it's not great, people are not going to return. They're not going to revisit. But that was a little interesting. It was one of those clear examples to me. It's like, oh, I just want to have a wine brand, but I'm not really interested in really kind of knowing where these grapes came from, a little bit about how it was made,
maybe something, yeah.
Yeah, a little something. But, and then there's times where, I don't know. It's like I said, we need to take up space in, all levels of wine, right? Table wine, luxury wine, all of that. We need to take up
wine,
space.
Canned
right.
Wine,
all of it.
All of it.
All of it. And there's going to be something for everybody. But this box, the Vintnoir box, is going to be about quality wine. It's going to be about sharing the stories of these winemakers, negotiants, brand owners, and just really celebrating, this juice in the bottle. And it's really good stuff. I have had I've just had some amazing wine. And like I said, going back to the comment I made before, this is not about oh, buy this wine because they're Black. No, because this wine is great. And they happen to be Black winemakers that you may not have been checking for.
That's
right. So I want you to know about them. And I want them to be a household name for you, just like, some of the other brands that you don't even have to think twice about, that, you may not even drink wine and all of these brand names. Right. I want that to be the same reality for people of color making wine.
No, and I love that because my mom, she does not drink wine. She's real Christian. I don't know what happened with me. But
it is not a sin to drink wine.
Girl, she loves the stomping of a grape though. She loves to go grape stomping. Not converting her to drinking it though. Weird story. But what's crazy is there are so many people who are similar to that who may not drink wine, but they want to support, Black, Brown, Indigenous, communities, AAPI communities. And so they're like, well, I know a lot of people will drink it, and I want to bring something new for them, because That
Right.
Welsh is great. I'm sorry. You know, everybody can't do the Welsh is great.
Yes,
And it's
Shauna,
been
Jesus turned
seasoned.
water into wine.
I was gonna say that is the best miracle in the Bible. That and the two fish and the loaves of bread. Like Jesus was a partier. We're gonna have a segue real quick.
Right.
You want to throw that out there? Okay, who else believes Jesus was? He was that dude. He came to a party. He was like, "Wait, we ain't got no more.
You don't have no wine. I got it.
Go ahead, keep drinking." Like,
Right.
who would not want a friend like that? Okay, sorry. Yes. Jesus made water into wine like the best ever. See, people are agreeing that you gotta drink the wine. You gotta drink the wine. But
It's grape juice.
yeah. Now that we established that Jesus turned it into wine, what water are you drinking that Jesus made
Yes.
for you?
So I'm actually drinking, this is Stony Wine's Vintner's Reserve Rosé of Pinot Noir from the Willamette Valley.
Look at that label.
Yes, and that's Miss Donna Stoney when she was younger on, this is definitely an 80s hairdo. It almost looks like a picture of my mom. You know, everybody had the big old hairdo.
I love that.
Yeah, and I actually bought this a few months ago, but I had the pleasure of tasting her wines finally at Theo's annual harvest party. She had also been at the AAAV Black Vintners Festival in May, but we were both working. I had my own table and she had a table, and so it was kind of hard. I was trying my best to kind of go and try wines that I hadn't had yet, and I was not successful that time, so I was glad to be able to try it at Theo's. But yeah, it's a really good wine, and I knew since I was going to be on the Rosé Hour podcast, I needed to be drinking rosé today,
Yeah.
so
A little
that's
pink
what I'm
for you.
having.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now I've never seen this label of this bottle. I am so like, how do I get this? That is gorgeous.
It is.
National, or is it just West Coast?
She's in Oregon, right? And I definitely want to make a field trip up there to go see her. But I'd have to go on the website to confirm. I don't want to tell you a lie. She may only ship to certain states, but
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put that in the notes.
Yeah.
Because the bottle is gorgeous. The way it looks, like the pink of it, like just, you know, I know the camera distorts pictures and colors.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to,
but
it's not really doing it justice. But it kind of has that little Jolly Rancher, kind of watermelon Jolly Rancher hue to it.
Ooh, okay. Thriller, Fillers, and Spillers said that they want to go to. And next
Yes,
chapter
Shauna.
up also said, don't sleep on Oregon wines. And that is so true, because there's like an island off of Oregon that has some amazing wines too. And I was like, one, I didn't know Oregon had an island off of it. But that's a whole geographical issue because I'm from Chicago. So blame it on that. We think everybody's landlocked.
Right.
But like, that's crazy to see so many minorities also in Oregon that are in the wine industry. Like, it is insane how many are out there. Have you been before?
To Oregon, yes, but not for wine. And that was actually something that I was supposed to do in 2020. You know, I had all these, I'm sure a lot of us had all these plans, and then they got screwed up. And I haven't been since, I haven't been back since those plans were canceled. But I did tell Miss Donna that I was going to make my way up there and come visit her and just kind of see what else is out there. Oregon makes some great wines. I feel like I saw a stat somewhere that they're kind of second behind California right now as far as the volume of wines that are coming out of that state. So,
and also surprisingly, Texas.
Yes, a lot of people don't know that Texas is making wine, first of all, and even myself, when I found out, I was like, Texas. I mean, like, I get it. Like, it's hot. You can grow stuff, right?
I mean, there are produce there. We do get some of our
Right.
produce there, you know, but
Right. I know.
but it's cool.
And I know at first things weren't like really great that they were growing now, but they've done a really good job of figuring out what grows well. And so they've got a lot of stuff going on. I was actually in Texas, in the Houston area. What was that, in May? I think it was the end of May. Everything's a blur now. I can't believe, like, girl, I'm still trying to process, like, look, November just started and we are like, here we are.
We're at Thanksgiving. Right. We're at Thanksgiving and I
know, I'm like, make it make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird.
But yeah, we went there for a wedding. And of course I had to go visit, Pure Noir.
Yes.
Go check them out. The first, Black winery, downtown tasting room. So that was amazing. And their wines come out of Napa Valley also. But yeah, there was a couple of little wine regions that we visited and tasting rooms. And so I look forward to going back. And there are some Black folks in Texas making wine too. So
that they're not just cowboys and cowgals. They out here making wine on the range, honey. They are doing the thing in Texas. And also
Ashley, add Oregon and Texas to your list of wines.
Yes, and the Full Belly blogger said, yeah, Texas, and here's one that I'm close to, Virginia.
Yes, look, that's on my list too.
Well, when you come, I got you, because just prepare your liver, because it is not for the faint of heart. Like, also the drinking culture here is like, they don't really put out the spitballs. They want you to know. Yeah. If you watch any Housewives of Potomac, it's real.
Okay.
You go out there and you're like, what is this? All the wine you can try? Why not? And they're all like,
I tried Virginia wine for the first time in August at the SomCom, the day event in Atlanta, and that was really nice. Definitely tried some varieties that I hadn't even heard of. So that was really fun. But yeah, I was really impressed and excited. And there's a lot of history to the wine region out there. So
yeah, because there's like the Shenandoah, there's the Loudoun County, like it is a whole thing, and then even like the whole historical, like, you know, Virginia, part of the Mason-Dixon line, situation, and then put a winery on top of it. It's like, you mean my people were sitting here doing this?
Right.
I should get a free glass because of that. Restitution here. And they will. So, because it's Virginia wines. They love to just push it out. It's amazing. So, okay. So
I'm looking forward to visiting one day.
Yes, we'll make it soon. We're going to make it soon. We're going to make it happen. We're doing a rosé hour tour day, Virginia.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Oh, prepare your liver. Okay, so what is your sort of like favorite region? I know you're so close to Napa. You probably go there all the time, like you said, in Sonoma. But like outside of like sort of like the beaten path, where have you been that is like a decadent treat where you're like, people don't know about this outside of Oregon?
I would say, you know, I've talked about this region before. The Lodi region in California does a lot of heavy lifting with producing wine, producing a lot of quality fruit that people will blend into their Napa wines also. But yeah, that people don't really think of it as a region. I mean, people in wine know, but it's not necessarily a region that you would think of when you think about, you know, for the lay person who likes wine, but, you know, may not think about wine coming from somewhere else, you know, other than Napa and California.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be a really random question. Let the spirit use you. And if the spirit does not, just be like, I decline. What is your favorite rosé?
Mm. Girl, you know that is a hard question.
I know. That's why I was like,
That is hard. Okay, that's
however you
hard.
want to answer. I feel like Drink Champs. However you want to answer it.
Um, I'm not necessarily going to say a brand, but like if I think about a variety that I gravitate towards, I mean, either way, this is a hard question. I love a rosé that has character, that is bold and kind of complex, you know. And a Cabernet rosé will do that for me. Um, One of the rosés that really kind of had me thinking and just like really sitting back and just kind of taking it all in was the Sachet Merlot rosé. I don't know if you've had that before. It's in the Red Mountain AVA.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the bottle's amazing, but that rosé was really, really interesting, and it was one of the ones that really was a thought-provoking wine for me. And I was like, wow, this is kind of doing all kind of things, and just the layers and the way the wine was just kind of evolving. That was really fun. But I definitely enjoy rosés that have some character to them, and things that are going to make me kind of think, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally understand. And sorry if you see me like, ugh, I'm getting over a cold, so I've been tested 4 times. I do not have COVID. I just have a cold. You gotta
No worries.
You gotta announce those things. You have to, because otherwise
I know
that you are the plague. Rightfully so. So where's your favorite sort of like place to go for brunch and wine? Like, if you could go anywhere and have brunch and wine, where would it be? Because I think like there's this intersection of like people who are stopping with the mimosas and are like, I really just want bottomless wine with my food. And like, I know in DC we're starting to see more of that, and they're like, well, if you want to make a mimosa, that's cool, but you could just get this bottle and just enjoy it.
Right. Honestly, I feel like, first of all, you just mentioned the brunch scene in DC, okay? And I have never been to the brunch scene in DC anywhere, but I can tell you from what I see, people, you know, posting pictures, like, you guys have brunch on lock, okay?
You start like at 9:30 and you're not done till, you're like, how is it 4 a.m.? Yeah.
No, I can understand. I totally get that. I understand how the day is like, wait, what time is it? I get that. I don't know. I feel personally in the Bay Area that I don't really have that many options for that kind of a vibe that I would like to see, you know, for brunch. Of course, people go to brunch. I mean, there's restaurants that have it, but I don't really feel like, not here in the Bay Area, probably more so in the LA area. Yeah, I honestly, I don't feel like that. There's a lot of cute, actually there's some new restaurants that I've been to that I've gone to lunch and was kind of giving me that, you know, vibe of just like, the place is beautiful, the food's amazing, the drinks are great. There's this place in Walnut Creek called Lita, and they kind of have like this Afro-Caribbean inspired cuisine. So that is probably the place that I've been to most recently where I was, you know, excited about just kind of the whole brunch experience.
The whole situation of like, right, liquor and food.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful place. So yeah, for me that would probably be the most recent experience that I was excited about.
That works. Okay. And I see next chapter up says it's religious in the DMV, and that is
look, I get that. That's what I'm getting for what I see, and I definitely need to experience that.
Again, prepare your liver. Hydrate, Pedialyte, hydrate before you go in. Take aspirin. It is not. Yeah. It is a sport out here. Like, it is a sport.
I bet. Look, I take my B50. People are like, a B50, not a B5, not a B.
No,
Girl, I have
get to the point.
a B50, right? And
Get to that point.
that is how I function.
Yeah, I'm here for that. Okay, so I know we only have a few minutes left, and I want to talk about how people can subscribe, follow, hear more about you, and if you have any upcoming things that you want to plug as well.
Thank you. So absolutely, if you're not following me already, I do invite you to follow me on my social media. I'm at Vintnoir here on IG and at Facebook. And on my website, you can just sign up for the newsletter just to kind of stay in the know about anything that may not be posted, kind of exclusive opportunities, and just kind of follow me on my journey and see what amazing winemakers I'm featuring in my box, talking about, and just kind of sharing with everybody. So that's really the best way to kind of see what's going on with me and the brand.
Well, I'm here for it. Are there any parting thoughts? Like, I know sometimes people are like, listen, this wine you need to do. This is where you need to go. Anything you want to leave the listeners with that's like, I want to go on your page and tell you about what you just told me because it's amazing. Besides your box.
Besides the box. Like I said, just kind of take a look at the different, bottles that I've been sharing, and I try to do a nice little breakdown most of the time of, what I'm getting on the palate, what I'm getting on the nose, what I love about the wine, just to kind of invite people to try, but just immerse yourself and just kind of see what's out there and explore these brands that you probably didn't know about. Thank you, Shauna. She said, I love the boxes. Looking forward to the next one. I'm just excited to be able to do this and to share the stories of these beautiful people, and just kind of threading it into my own story and love of wine.
Well, we are here for you, Nicole. We want to thank you. We honor you and appreciate you so much, not only for your love of wine, a creation of a business, but the time you spend educating and doing the research to make sure that people are educated. It is so amazing and appreciative, because I know I'll be watching everything you do. I'll be like, oh, I didn't know that. Let me take notes. Because I feel like you're very good at what you do, and that's why you're thriving. That's why you're booming. Because everyone sees it, everybody ain't talking about you because something wrong. It's because something is amazingly right, and we love it, and we want.
Thank you. Thank you. And I just want to say, I love the floral wall. I thought I was going to see the beautiful, skyline that I usually see, but I'm loving the flowers.
Yes, I actually forgot to go into the living room. This is where I do my work when I'm working. So my work webinars, I'm like, okay, I'll do this for work, and then
right.
I'll be out there. But then I was trying to finish a report or something, and I was like, oh no.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Here we are. But yes.
Yeah, it's a nice change. So am I the first one to have the floral wall?
You're the first with the floral wall. This
nice.
Floral wall is for you, Queen.
Happy birthday to me. Thank you.
I mean, I'm always giving out the gift of joy, the gift of smiles, the gift of a floral wall. Yes.
I love it.
Yes. Well, again, we're so honored that you joined us today. We thank you. It's crazy because we're a new set of people joining right now.
I know.
Wrapping up. I'm like, do we do it again? Is it an encore? I don't know what to say. But really glad that you were able to join us today. Tell the people one more time where they can buy your boxes, where they can find you, and also you do tastings. We're going to give you a moment to talk about that, because you did not talk about that at all. So
I didn't. Thank you. Yes. So again, I'm on Facebook and IG at Vintnoir, Vintnoir. I have a quarterly subscription box where I feature Black inspired wine brands, but we will also have other underrepresented winemakers as well. And to answer your question, yes, I will also be available to folks to do wine tasting. So it's a great way, whether you're familiar with wine already, or if you're, curious about wine and you want to learn a little bit more, you want to be a little more comfortable when you do go to a tasting room or you do go to a winery, and you kind of, you just want to feel a little bit more comfortable. So it's a great opportunity to enjoy wine with your family and friends, and ask questions and just kind of learn. And at the end of the day, have a good time. I mean, that's really what wine's all about. You don't need to go to a wine tasting room and know everything about the wine to enjoy. If you like it, that's all that matters. Do you like the way it tastes? That's all that matters. It's all about you and what your palate, what your palate does for you. So there's something out there for everybody.
That was a great quote. Like, it don't matter, but anybody else thinks about what's in your cup. Just keep pouring.
Yeah. Right. And I have to tell myself that sometimes too. You know what I mean? There's certain things that I will kind of cringe about when I see people do. Like, I have a cousin who sometimes she'll want to put ice in her wine, and I'm like, Lord.
No, that is like,
I was like, that is not sangria. That is not acceptable. But sometimes I have to just be like, whatever, do you?
I'm going to go freeze a cup real quick.
Right.
No.
Right.
That made me cough. No.
I understand.
Ice in wine in 2023. Okay, if you ever see a friend putting ice in a wine, go freeze a cup real quick.
That is not a sangria. Or I had a little garden spritz recently, and you can put that with the ice, but that was nice. That's kind of part of the experience. But most wines, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to wreck it. Well, Nicole, thank you again. I'm so thankful for you and truly appreciate this time. Thank you. I know you're on the West Coast, so you still have the sun outside. It is doom and gloom
a little bit
here.
It's going down.
The sun sets at 4:59 here, so.
Look, it just went down probably about, it's on its way out, but it's dark, girl. This is the time of year I do not like. I have to be in the sun. I have to be warm. So this is hard for me, even though this is this is our season, right?
I mean, we were born in it, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. People are born in harsh conditions.
Right.
I don't want to be in the conditions I was born. I want better.
Agreed. Well, thank you so much for inviting me on today. I had a great time, and I love what you're doing. Congratulations to you again on the award that you received for your podcast. That was really exciting to see that for you.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a great year. It was exciting.
Thank you. Well, and I can't wait until next year, but we are going to see each other before then, because either I'm coming to the Bay and I'm ghost riding.
Let me know.
I don't know how to do the dance, but I'm being somebody's car just with no hands out the window, ghost riding like I'm E40.
Yes, please let me know when you come.
Yes, we'll do. And can't wait to have you here in DC for Virginia Wines and Brunch.
And brunch, yes. I can't wait.
Well, thank you again, and we will see you next week.
All right. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.